Do you voluntarily consent to the recording and publication of this conversation? Yeah, I do. Why would you want to do that? For contacting family. You turned 19 years old. Yes. You were 18 when you joined the Russian army. Yes. As far as I know, people like you shouldn't be here. Well, how? How? I wouldn't be mobilized. I mean, I'm not mobilized, of course. I mean, I signed a contract. What are you doing here? I signed the contract. I'm a prisoner here. Why didn't you go to college? I went to Donetsk University to study history. I studied at Donetsk University on distance learning. What were you doing in Donetsk? Well, I came to Donetsk. When? In July 2023. You went to university with this time? Yes. Department? Yeah, but because of the shelling, it's a distance learning program. I mean, I have it listed as a day department, but it's distance learning. Why Donetsk? I love this city so much. Why? What's your connection to Donetsk? Well, I have, relatives in Donetsk. Where are your parents from? From the Donetsk region. From the Donetsk region. I was born in Russia. The mother replied, "Hello, son, I'm waiting." Okay, well, let's go back. In 2000, they left Donetsk? From the Donetsk region. From the Donetsk region. In which part of Donetsk region did they live? Which town? Dukacheevsk. What? Dukacheevsk. Speak up. When were you there before 2023? In 2020. Before the 23rd year, in the 20th. How long were you there? No, it's the same, for the summer, a month, 2 months. You've been to Donetsk, right? In Dukacheevsk, just like coming to Donetsk. How long have they been bombing Donbass? Well, since 2014 when it started. In 2020, how many missile strikes were there? In the 20th, there were attacks. At least we heard them all the time. I remember standing there not far from Dukacheevsk. There were Ukrainian military positions behind the slag heap. And all the time, a couple of times I've gone out and it hit it straight so that just outside the wicket, and you can hear the sounds of departures right away. Well, I'm straight back because after that it's flights either to the city itself or somewhere nearby. Recently here, from what I remember, when I was in Dukacheevsk, a 5-story building was hit and a corner was knocked down. An elderly couple was killed there and a private house was wrecked. A girl was taken to hospital with broken legs. Is it that bad? Well, that's just what I remember. Is that a bad thing? Of course it's bad. War in generally is a bad thing. This coming from a dude who went knowingly to war to kill people. At 18, yes? I'll explain. I didn't march against civilians. I never had such thoughts what prisoners should be tortured and beaten there. Why'd you start talking about prisoners? No, not at all. In general, it's just not for captivity for civilians. I've never had either for the enemy I defeated as a prisoner or the civilian population. I had no purpose of torturing, beating, or humiliating the civilian population. I didn't have any such goals. Then why are you doing it? I don't know a single person who does that. I don't personally know anyone like that, and I would never do it myself. How's your relationship with your father in general? The good ones. The good ones. What's he telling us anyway? What's there to tell? Well, what do you two talk about? Like father and son, eh? Like father and son. Is that him? Yes. So, here's the story. Father, the critic, will curse me again, but the blog should be interesting. Tell me about the father. Tell me about the father. Tell me what? Well, how you know this site I'm showing? Peacemaker website? Peacemaker, speak up, Tell me about your father. Which is what? Why is he on the Peacemaker website? Because he supports Russia. And why does he support Russia? Because he considers it unfair that they started shelling peaceful towns in Donbass. He's a separatist, terrorist accomplice, engaged in propaganda of the idea of the DNR, recruits volunteers, and collects matter aid for illegal armed groups. Did I read that right? I haven't seen this page. I didn't read it. Dokuchayevsk. Read. Well, that's right. What did he ever tell you? What's this all about? The war. No one wants war. Everyone is against the war. In Dokuchayevsk and Donetsk, people are all against it. Everyone is tired. No one needs it. You know what's funny? I just know you want to bounce. I can see it, feel it, and understand it. And you don't want to tell me, why do you go to war? You know, to be honest, I want to end the war. I want to help end the war. How did you want to end the war? To stop shelling the civilian population of Donbass? How? How exactly did you want to stop shelling civilian? Tell me, comrade historian. Your father's a historian, right? Right? Well, my dad's a historian. I'm not a historian. You're not a historian. Did your father, a historian, tell you who entered Donetsk in 2014? He said Russian troops were there. I don't know. I didn't see anyone there. I was not there in 2014. Speak up, please. Look, here's a story. You're a dude who at 18 wanted to run around with a machine gun and fight. Like, I'm here for the truth for Russia. I'll die for it, right? Purely ideological, right? For peace, for civilians. Now tell me the story. You know from 2014. You're an ideological man. You're supposed to know the idea. Besides, you have a father. What did he say to you when you told him, I'm going to war? What did he say? My father was against it. Against what? Oh, wait. What do you mean against? He didn't mind just, oh, no, man. As a son, nah, it's bullshit. Comrades, people of the DNR. The dude who recruited everyone was against his son going to war. No, he wasn't against the fact that he just understood objectively. He realized that I wasn't in the army, that I was, And when he recruited guys like you to the Somalia 5 and Motorola's unit, that's alien meat? Is that okay? I don't know if my dad... I don't know if my dad does any recruiting. We read what's written, don't we? I don't know who wrote it. It wasn't my dad. I don't see him recruiting or anything like that. Watch. The dude with the ribbon. With the St. George ribbon. With the St. George ribbon. Not in a civilian jacket. What's he doing out there? On the recruitment thing, I don't know where it was written or who wrote it. I understand that Peacemaker is your Ukrainian site. Someone could have written anything there. Well, I'm not in there. Well, my dad didn't. Well, he's standing there with a sign that says, for the DNR. That's a Russian flag. So, once again, Russian flag. Donetsk is a city of what country? Ukrainian until 2014. Donetsk region decided in connection with shelling to stop being part of Ukraine because they're being shelled by their own country. Because in Kiev, at the rallies, everyone shouts, kill the Russians. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Do you realize what you just said? That Donetsk decided to separate? What do you mean separate? There's no such thing. It can't happen. In 2014, the Russians came in. Guys like Strelkov, you know? Of course you do, Girkin. Why did you just lose your voice? What happened in 2014? Girkin is a citizen of whose country? Of Russia. Russia. Citizen Girkin comes to Slavyansk in 2014? Yes. Has it ever happened? I guess it was. Can I give you some water to make your voice come out? No, it's fine. I just want you to walk out of here knowing a little bit of history. I can listen to the story. I'm not going to tell you a story. I want to play facts with you. I want to see at what level you've been screwed over. You can answer in here. And the story is this. In 2014, the Russians entered Donetsk. They raised the Donetsk-Lugansk region there, and they started to stir things up there. There's a simplification. Enemy sabotage groups appeared. Columns with equipment appeared. Do you want me to turn on these videos to show everything and prove it? It's been on the internet for 8 years. A whole investigation. Chronology of the development of the DNR, LNR, and Crimea. What happened to Crimea? Are you going to say now that they decided to separate too? In Ukraine, it is commonly referred to as annexed Crimea. What does it mean to be named? It is an international term. Why is Crimea not recognized worldwide? Because you stupid soldiers in that stupid uniform of yours have blocked all military units and all enforcements with assault rifles. Even your Putin said, yes, Crimea is our special operation. We took it according to the plan that was developed in the General Staff and in the FSB. It wasn't my idea. People lived before 2014. Were they doing well? I don't know. You don't know. Why don't you know? Why do you only know what you want to know? Nobody shot anybody. Nothing happened. I was just a kid. I couldn't know that. Why then do you go to war for truth, for honor, and without knowing the whole truth? What Telegram channels did you have on your phone? Mostly news. It describes the situation that is happening right now. And what's going on now. It's a disaster. I think it's happened before. These are straight up very informative channels. There were missile strikes in Donetsk, I remember. Dukachaev's, DNR, LNR, and Donbass. Who was the source of these missile strikes? What started it? You have to look in the root. Do you know that legal story about the fruit of the infected tree? So, if a tree is infected, if it is planted already infected, what kind of fruit will it bear? Tell me. Infected. If you don't know the beginning of the story, then wherever you suck on a tree, you'll be dealing with what? What would you be dealing with? With infected fruit. Speak up, man. With contagion. Poisoned fruit. Yes. But only this model is being transferred to Oldlo. What does that stand for? I don't know. Separate regions of Donetsk, Lugansk Oblast. There's no such thing as Donetsk deciding to separate. You can't. Who gave Donetsk this right? Crazy Pushilin? Strelkov, who came out of nowhere? The Russians came to us and started destabilizing the situation. How many military conflicts has your country been involved in? Do you know? In the last 100 years. Not interested, not interested. Shall I tell you? Interested? Interesting. Interesting. How many wars do you think? I don't know. Say a number, any number. 10. I don't know how many conflicts there were. Let's go. Russia's aggression against other countries. Ukraine 1918. Do you know what year Ukraine came into being, by the way? I just told you. I just told you. 1918, you said. And Russia? Russia appeared in the 10th century as one big state since the Kievan Rus. Are you kidding me? When did Russia come into being? Specifically Russia? After the collapse of the USSR. Ukraine appeared and Russia appeared. No. Ukraine was before that and the map was before, so there was in the USSR. That was later. Ukraine appeared in 1918. Your Russia appeared in the 1990s, 1990, after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Yes. Russia attacked Ukraine in 1918, Poland in 1920, Azerbaijan in 1920, Georgia in 1921, China in 1929, Japan in 1938, Poland in 1939, Finland in 1939, and Romania in 1940. Japan in 1945, China in 1946, North Korea in 1950, China in 1950, Hungary in 1956, Laos in 1960. It was missed here, but when was World War II in the Baltic states, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, Vietnam in 1961, Algeria in 1962, Egypt in 1962, Yemen in 1962, Syria in 1967, Czechoslovakia in 1968, China in 1969, Cambodia in 1970, Bangladesh in 1972, Angola in 1975, Ethiopia in 1977, Afghanistan in 1979, Lebanon in 1982, and Azerbaijan in 1988, Azerbaijan in 1990, Georgia in 1991, Moldova in 1992, Georgia in 1992, Tajikistan in 1992, South and North Ossetia and Ingushetia in 1992, Czech Republic in 1994, Chechnya in 1994, Dagestan in 1994, Chechnya in 1999, Dagestan in 1999, Georgia in 2008, and Ukraine in 2014. Do you have anything to say? No. I don't know what to say about that. Normal list? Your country? Has it ever been 5 years without attacking anyone? Do you know what happened in Moldova? No. Why? Where are you from? Russia, Perm, the Urals. What was the purpose of you coming here? to fight them, to fight the Nazis. Which fascists do you want to fight? Well, the Romanians, they're not a nation, they're like animals. They're like animals. What year is this? Which one? 1991. What was the dude saying? That he went to fight the Nazis. Yes, and who did you come to fight with? Fascists too, yes? Yes? I know what you read. What's the pay rate? 3,000. 3,000. I mean, there's nothing for Cossacks to do here. We ask you, we Moldovans ask you to leave this land. This Moldovan land has been and will be. It will always be ours. They have no soul. We don't need a war. We don't need a war. If he gives an interview, he puts on an extraordinary air of importance, and he doesn't look like himself at all. Honestly, who are you fighting, and what are you fighting for? We are fighting fascism, which is flourishing more and more on the territory of the Latvian Soviet Union. Does that ring any bell? I don't know. You don't know? Well, you're here to fight the Nazis, right? That's what they said. Is that what you said? Well, fascism is a national division, but Ukrainians were against Russia. They were against the Russians. Look, do you care who we're for or who we're against? Well, exactly, the division of people. What if Ukrainians say they're against Russians? Kill all Russians. Well, that's what we want to say. That's what fascism is when people are divided along nations. It is the superiority of one nation over another, and an appeal to national hatred. That's what I've always believed, at least. Are you sane? You came here to kill us. Sane. Does your mother know you're in the war? She knows. What does she say? She's against the fact that... Against what? Against me going to war. Why is she against it? Because I wasn't in the army, I don't know anything. Take a video of him. Glory to Ukraine. What's in the video? Shooting a man. What man? I don't know. What did he say? Didn't hear. Take a video of him. Take a video of him. Glory to Ukraine. Motherfucker. That's our soldier. Our Ukrainian soldier. Wagner, you subscribe to them on Telegram. Do you know something about Wagner? That is a private military company, yes. Why such a name? Well, it's a private company. Why the name Wagner? I don't know. Within the group, it is allegorically called musicians. This name came from the call sign of its alleged founder, GRU, Special Forces Officer Viktor Yuktin. Yuktin is known for his fascination with Nazism, during which the cult of German composer Richard Wagner emerged. I don't know about his hobbies. German composer. At least I don't... That's him. I don't relate to him in any way. To who? To the Wagner. I just know. You've come to fight fascism. I'm telling you about the channel you subscribe to. Who is it? It's Dmitry Yuktin, but I don't know he was a fascist. What's he got? What kind of tattoo? SS Lightning. Tell me, is this a Nazi fighter? I don't know. I didn't see the pictures of the tattoos. Yuktin took the call sign Wagner in honor of the German composer Wagner, who was very popular in the Third Reich due to his mysticism and anti-Semitism. Does that ring any bells? Yeah, it's a similar symbol. The slogans are the same, the letters are the same. Yours? Yours? Who's this? Fascist. Fascist. Do you know that many leaders of DNR and LNR are also Russian fascists? Yes. You already do. So what's the deal here? How does that work? Their side fights everywhere, always. It walks around with slogans and symbols of fascism, Nazism. Is that alright? Well, I didn't make it up. According to photos, yes. From the photos, yes. Well, sort of Wagner is your favorite, and the one you were subscribed to with the SS insignia. Listen to the Third Reich music. Russia started the conflicts in Poland and Moldova under which flag? Let's fight. Against what? Fight against fascism. Fascism. If you lay it out like this, what conclusion can you come to? That we are the aggressors. That's obvious. It doesn't even need to be said. What don't I know? We have before us the perfect soldier who is so, well, how zombified. He's stupid, for one thing, I'll grant you that. But we can argue, I don't mean to be insulting. I use the word stupid as having the intelligence to stop a war at 18, because you have to fight fascism. Without dealing with the fact that he's marching under the flag of fascists who rob, beat, murder, pillage, rape. Have you even seen the captured Ukrainian soldier who was shot? I saw it. Who shot him? Probably Russians. Not probably, Russians. Shall I show you how your Russians cut off the head of a Ukrainian fighter? How they castrate him? Why didn't you say anything? I don't support that. Such methods. You don't support it. Then you're under the banner of those who use these methods. Therefore, you are a full-fledged... Who? An accomplice. Hello. My name is Dmitry. I'm a journalist from Ukraine. Your son is in Ukrainian captivity. Okay. If you want to talk to him, I need your consent to record and publish this conversation. All right. Do you consent? Yes. You don't say where you are, who you're with. Hey, Mom. I can't hear you. It's good to see you. Me too. How are you, son? It's okay. I realize how good it can be. Son, how long have you been there? Tell me. He doesn't know. Listen, please. I try. Please exchange there in the list to book. I fought on behalf of the 5th Military Unit. Try there somehow, if anything. Call sign, SEMA. Military enlistment offices, all that stuff. Absolutely. Don't worry about it. How long have you been there? Can you tell me? I arrived on the 8th. How are they treating you, son? I'm fine. Are you alive? Are you well? I see. I'm glad you're alive. Do you have any pain? Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt, Mom. Where? Which place is this room? Can you tell me? He can't say that. I can't say that. Well, what is it? Is it a basement or something? Look, the story is very simple. He's being held captive, and where he is, it doesn't matter. He's not dead. He's eating. He doesn't need medical attention. But there are doctors. There are doctors? There are doctors. We had a checkup when we arrived. What other questions do you need answered? Can I do the talking myself? When will I see my son again? You can see him right there. No, I want him to come home. Then I have a question for you. Why did you let him go and kill us? I didn't let him go. Then what's he doing here? Let's answer this question. The boy grew up and made up his own mind. He would take responsibility for himself and make his own mistakes. Then the boy will call you when he gets home. You let him go. Well, you're calling me now, so you're the one with the goodwill to let me talk to my son. Do you have children, Dmitry? Yes. And your children, do you have sons or daughters? I have a son. A son. Is he near you? Yes. You're a lucky father, Dmitry. I want my son to be by my side too. Listen to me. You're trying to talk so nicely, culturally. I realize you're an educator, all that stuff. You teach kids in school, right? Yes. Why don't you experiment tomorrow? You're in St. Petersburg, right? I guess rockets don't reach St. Petersburg yet. Why don't you and your kids stay in the basement for a year and teach them in the basement? So that we're on the same page. You shouldn't wish that on anyone. No, wait. What do you mean? Wait, you're saying that I'm a happy person. How come I could die any second from Russian missiles? We're all under God, Dmitry. We can all... No, this has nothing to do with God. Your God tells you to kill Ukrainians? Were you here when he wasn't here? Your son was in captivity when Russia bombed prison camps with their soldiers. When did the missiles hit the prisoners? You see, prisoners like your son, Russia itself wants to kill. I don't want to kill anyone. At all? I want peace for everyone, both Ukraine and Russia, because we are one people. We are one people, Dmitry. Have you forgotten everything? How we lived? Don't you remember? What year were you born? Tell me. A man can be asked these questions. A man can be asked these questions. I was born in 1882. Dmitry, we're almost the same age. We're close. Yeah, so? Don't you remember? Did you feel bad in the Soviet Union? Well, even if we didn't see much of the Soviet Union, did you feel bad afterwards? Yes. When did you have a common space? When we all went to visit each other, no one looked at which territory or whose borders we crossed. There were no borders. Who's been hurt? Tell me. Are you crazy? No, I'm not crazy. I believe God will set things right anyway. Things will be set right. I have no more questions at all. I've answered all the questions. If this captured soldier was raised by insane fanatics, I have nothing more to say. That his father is a criminal and wanted on Peacemaker is a 100% correct story. I confirm that. Why do you Russians think we are one nation? We don't fucking need you. You are an English teacher. Tell me, please. Here, we are reading history. How many times has Russia attacked everyone? Tell me. How many times has Russia attacked everyone? Russia attacked? Yes. The attack on Moldova. Let's start with the near history. Well, I can't answer about Moldova. Why? What can you talk about? What can you answer about? Let's not even take 2014. Let's try to answer why. Well, it's the beginning, Dmitry, the beginning of the end. Yeah, go ahead. What happened in 2014? What happened in 2014? Well, you know as well as I do. Yeah, we just discussed that. You look it up online. Well, what happened in 2014? Who entered Donetsk? Who attacked Donetsk? Who? The Ukrainian army attacked Donetsk. The Ukrainian army was in Donetsk because Donetsk is a Ukrainian city, an internationally recognized Ukrainian city. Yes, Donetsk was originally Ukrainian. It is Ukrainian territory, but why did the Ukrainians start shooting their own? Why did it become impossible to live in Donetsk? Because the Russians came in 2014. Strelkov and his... Nobody went there. They lived there. Russian speaking Russian. Like you and me now, by the way. You speak Russian too. You speak Russian yourself. I feel like I'm in a madhouse right now. Like I'm talking to a mental patient. Dmitry, do you believe in the Lord? Vanya, have you opened your heart to God? Do you see that He is there? Do you see how all the miracles He has begun to perform? Vanya, to me this is such a revelation, such a testimony, powerful of God's glory. Mom, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. I know, son. I have faith. God does not abandon His own. Hear me. Hear me and open your heart to God, Vanya. Everything will be all right. Son, you don't trust me, you trust God. Mom, tell me, Mom. Tell Dad I'm alive. I'll tell him, son. He'll know. Son, you hang in there. Everything necessary, everything that is possible we have done, we are doing and we will do, because God is with us, Vanya. Can I smoke? Huh? Can I smoke? Yes. Your son smokes. God permitted him. That's not good. I quit. I didn't smoke. What's wrong? Don't start. Don't smoke now that you've quit, son. What's wrong? Why are you crying? You can smoke. Son, it's gonna be okay. No, you've lost weight. You've gained weight. But you're alive. And that's what matters. You're healthy. Son, hang in there. Keep your spirits up. You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Trust me. And Dmitry and everyone around them, they just talk about... Mom, I got it. How's grandma? How's grandma? Son, son, grandma's daddy's contacting grandma. He's keeping her safe and he's telling her everything she needs to know. You hang in there. Explain please to daddy. I don't remember his number. Explain, please tell him I'm alive, I'm healthy. I was lucky there on Marinka. Our group, there were 4 people. Out of 4, 3 seriously wounded. And I was the only one who came out of there. May the Lord keep you. He has and he will continue to. It's a miracle of God. One of the miracles, Vanya. Cut the crap. He was rescued by our armed forces. Tell me how you got captured. What do you mean captured? How? Tell me. The armed forces of Ukraine took me prisoner. Came in and took them prisoner. Where were your commanders? In my position, we were on a combat mission. We had a different mission. Everything's gonna be okay, Mom. Everything is gonna be okay. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm praying for you. We're all praying for you. There is a God, Vanya, believe. You know what to do. You know who to trust, son. You know who to trust. Dmitry, is there anything you can do to help with that? No. There are a lot of people in captivity here. I'm in touch. There are people here who have been in captivity for 6 months. Some people have been in captivity since February 25th, 2022. Putin doesn't want them back. Mom, what about Masha? Things will be different for you. Tell me about the last exchange. Did you see it? Oh, did you see the video? Yeah, I saw it, yeah. Tell me about it. The cons were taken from here. Well, in general, they exchanged most of the cons, and they took the guys who were mobilized from the zone. Storm Z is called their battalion. Most of the men from Storm Z were taken away. Most of them were taken away. 200 convicts were taken away by his homeland. And the DNR and LNR don't take them at all. He fought in the 5. He doesn't have a military ID. So the issue of exchange is a very urgent one for him. Putin didn't call you? Didn't tell you he's been in captivity for who knows how long? And God didn't call you? Mom, you find out if anyone knows how to find this 5. My call sign is Sema, and I was on Marinka. Say hello to everyone, please. Vanya, we'll do everything that can be done. We'll do. Hold on, son. Hold on. We'll overcome everything. You'll come back, and it'll all be over. It'll all be over. It's over, Mom. I don't know when I'm coming back, but I'm coming home, yeah? Absolutely. Don't let there be any doubt in your mind at all, do you understand? Okay, Mom, good night. Come on, son, with God. May God preserve, protect, and have mercy on you. May God have mercy on you. Good night, Mom. Have a good night. I just blessed him. That's it. Thank you. Why are you so upset? You're a serious fighter out there. I haven't seen my folks in a long time. How long ago? How long since you've seen them? Well, it was hard knowing that they just don't even know how I am or what I am. It's fine. It's fine. It's your Russia that wants them out of the loop. They didn't tell them you were a prisoner of war. Thanks for the call anyway. Your country wants someone like you to be what? Be what? I don't know. Dead. It's best for your country. Then there's no problem. And so you see, they don't want to take you out of captivity. Anyway, well, you get the picture. It's never happened before. Traditionally, we have a prisoner of war address the camera if he wants to. Can I not say anything? Of course you can. We're a democratic prison. It's okay. Everything will be alright. The war will be over. I agree. And everything will be. Putin dies. There'll be a bunch of new republics. The defense forces of Ukraine, all of them are dealing with this issue. All of them. Starting from the armed forces, ending with the special services, SBU, SDF. All of them are dealing with this issue. Around the clock. Russia will disappear, like the war cruiser Moscow. Well, yeah, that's all I've got. It's pointless to prove anything because the armor is heavy. The man doesn't want to try to understand the truth. So there was simply no point in talking any further. Thanks anyway for the opportunity. To see my mother. I don't know what to say anymore. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for this. I, like you, like everyone, want the war to end. How long do you think I'll be here for? Well, give or take, how long will I be here? How should I know? You know how many... There's dudes who've been here since February 25th, 2022. I heard a story about someone sitting for 2 weeks and leaving. Well, there are some. Well, it's like, is there any way to influence it, or is it just fluke? The highest levels of your country have asked for a prisoner. It's unlikely that anyone will ask for you because you're not a relative Russian officials. For them, you're just mobilized Ukraine from DNR. Lists are published. It's just that lists either are by family name or by number. Is it by number? By family name, of course. You'll find out how much your motherland loves you and how long before you're exchanged.